Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video. By popular request, I'm going to be doing my Mofi video. So during the course of this video, I'm just going to kind of talk about what a Mofi is and show you most of mine from my collection. I got a ton, but I'll try to take you through all of them. Before we get started, if you guys haven't hit subscribe, please subscribe to my channel. You know, send me a like, a comment, let me know what you think of the video. That's much appreciated. I love as much interaction as I can get from you guys. So a lot of times, you know, I own a record store, and a lot of times if I have a Mofi on the wall, somebody will say, hey, you know, why is this copy of the Doors, you know, $100 or whatever? And I kind of have to, like, they act like I'm stupid, you know. They're like, well, why does it cost this much, you know? And so I kind of try to explain to them, you know, what the difference is and why there's that cost difference. You know, a lot of people that are newer into collecting might not know what that means or whatever. And so really easy, really simple explanation. Mofi is code for Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. So some of them will say original master recording at the top, and some of them will say Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, like that at the top. Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab is, you know, the name of the company. I think they're owned by Music Direct now, but basically started in late 70s, I think 77, and they started trying to make a pure sounding record. They would use a more pure material to have less surface noise and more clarity. In addition to that, they also would use a technique called half-speed mastering, which would, you know, by slowing down the process, it would give them the ability to basically make that cut with more definition and, you know, and clarity and all that stuff. So that's kind of the easiest way to explain it. So even simpler than that, it's a record that's for, you know, it's an audiophile pressing. It's supposed to sound really good. So I'm going to just take you through some of the ones that I have. You know, there's a lot deeper you can get into this stuff, and I'm not going to go super deep. But I'm just going to tell you kind of what I know, show you some of them that I have, and, you know, there is a collectability to them, and we'll talk about that too, and kind of where the prices have gone over the years and everything. So I'm just going to sit here and show you the ones I've got, talk about them, and then towards the end I'll give you some resources to dig in a little bit deeper if you want to do that. So this is my favorite one. I got a stack here on my lap that is like my favorite stuff, and I'm gonna try to take you through some of the other ones. So this one is Alison Krauss and Union Station Live. It's just an incredible album, and it only came out on vinyl as an original master recording. Yeah, it's just an incredible concert. Sounds amazing. And I remember when I got this a few years ago, the numbers were really high on it, and I was like, man, it's really expensive. I was able to work out a deal with a friend in a trade and get it for a good deal. But since then, the prices have gone bonkers, even more so. So that's probably the most valuable, among the most valuable ones I have. Another one that you guys, if you know me, you probably know is Led Zeppelin 2. The price on this one has gone insane. I think I originally bought this for $60 or something, like way back. And now they're going for, like, I don't know, $300 and up. With the different Led Zeppelin pressings, you've got a lot of really good sounding copies. You've got the Classic Records 200 gram. You've got the Robert Ludwig, which is a lot of people will say is the best sounding version. This one is a great sounding version. It sounds killer. But it just depends on what you like out of a recording. So, you know, the Robert Ludwig's a little bit more barbaric and rough and rock and roll. That one's a little bit more on the just it accentuates different things, you know what I mean. So another one is this David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust. Love this record, and this is the copy to have in my opinion. Sounds amazing. The prices on those have gone up considerably. Dark Side of the Moon. This one is the most successful release that they ever did. They sold the most copies. And they did a couple different pressings of this, but that's just one of the more popular ones. It's debatable whether that's the best sounding copy of Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon. Some people say that the 30th anniversary, which is this one right here, some people say this one sounds better. Just a regular 30th anniversary. I'm about to listen to it for myself and let you know. But another one, this one's really tough to find, and one of the more valuable ones, Adam Hart Mother. Excellent sounding record. This is one of my favorites also, just because it's one of my favorite records. This is King Crimson, Court of the Crimson King. Just fantastic, essential prog record, but this is the one to have, in my opinion. Incredible sounding. This one I've been after for a really long time, and I just got a copy like a couple weeks ago. But this is Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Deja Vu. Yeah, that one's kind of a tough one to get. And this one, so this Miles Davis, The Brew, I think I paid $50 or $60 for this, maybe a few years ago, and these are going up to like, I don't know, they're like $250 or something. Crazy. So, prices are kind of all over the place on some of these. It depends on how limited they are and about like how much hype they generate. So like if a lot of people are wanting it, and they're pretty limited, then the prices will go up. But some of them were pressed in such high quantities they won't go up. So it just kind of depends. This one's one that just came out this year. Jeff Beck Truth, incredible sounding Mofi, and they've gone up. I don't know, online they're going for over $100 now. But when you buy these brand new, they're like $50, just brand new sealed, and they're still issuing them all the time, still cranking them out, and you can get them for, I think the standard price for most of them is $50. And I will also show you this, like this album, the packaging is remarkable on this guy. Gatefold, really thick, heavy duty sleeve, really nice. Just very intentional, really high quality, nice stuff. So that's another thing they kind of have going for them. I'll also show you. These are nuts. This is my Beatles collection. So this is all the Beatles records. In here, I'll show you, kind of has like an Indian in the cupboard vibe to it. But it's got the Geo disc. It's got all of them kind of in their own sleeves, and then there's a booklet that comes with it that comes with all the album art and all that stuff. So that's one that's pretty cool. I've heard mixed reviews on that one. Some people love it, some people don't. But I like it for what it is. It sounds great to me. To my ears, I like it. And then this one's the Rolling Stones. Same thing. All the Rolling Stones. So very cool. Those are the box sets that I have that are the Mofi box sets. Going through, I'm just going to start going through them, and towards the end, after I get through all the standard Mofi stuff, I'll show you the Ultra Disc 1 steps. So that's another level of Mofi that I've got some of those too. So Grateful Dead, Working Man's Dead. This is another one that has kind of gone up in price. All the Grateful Dead stuff is, some of these are kind of an investment. You can buy them when they come out and they go up in price down the road. That's Grateful Dead Live. Now this is the early 80s or late, I think it says 79. American Beauty, Mofi. They did a re-release of it that's got like it's 45 RPM. This one is the Skull and Roses. That's a really tough one to get. Wake of the Flood. Mars Hotel, they did a re-release of this as well, but this is the original Blues for Allah. And then got these, Jerry Garcia and David Grisman. Great stuff. But yeah, I was just kind of in preparation of this video looking some of these up, and I was kind of surprised what some of them were going for now. But love the Allman Brothers. Eat a Peach. This is one of my favorite Mofis as well. Yeah, this was actually still sealed. I've not cracked it open and listened to it yet. The Allman Brothers, self-titled. yeah, this is, as far as I'm considered, one of the greatest live albums ever. Fillmore East brothers and sisters. They did. There's an earlier version that has like a red strip on the top instead of that tan. But this is the re-release of it, and it's great. Little Feet. I've been jamming on these. This is Waiting for Columbus. It's been autographed by a bunch of the guys. That's Little Feet, self-titled, Dixie Chicken, and Sailing Shoes. Man, I've been listening to this so much lately. Oh my gosh, it's such a fantastic record. So with Mofi's, a lot of them, it depends on the quality of the record, the sound quality, and the desirability of that certain title, and how limited it is. Some of the 90s stuff kind of is more expensive now, tough to get. Example that being this Bob Marley and the Wailers Exodus. This one was mid-90s, 95, I believe. Very, very, very hard to get this one. This one's incredible. Another one is Catch a Fire. Came around the same time. Incredible sounding. Music from Big Pink, the band. There's another one's kind of tough to get. Beck, Sea Change. One of my faves. Clapton, Slow Hands, classic. Cosmos Factory, classic. The Band, this is a more recent release, self-titled. Alison Krauss, So Long, So Wrong. Muddy Waters, folk singer, and they're actually coming out with an Ultra Disc one step of this, I believe later this year. Just incredible blues record. I think they should do more blues records. This is Frank Sinatra, The Wee Small Hours. Now there's a mega Frank Sinatra box set. It's a Mofi box set. I think this came out of that because that's got like a real thin color. This came in on a collection, but I don't have a ton of Sinatra, but gotta have one, Santana, self-titled. That's a great one as well. This one's tough to get. Blues Breakers with Eric Clapton, John Mayall. Nice one. Gosh, this one's killer. This is the Curtis Mayfield Superfly. I recommended this to somebody today or yesterday wanting to get into funk. This is essential. It's Essential Psych, Surrealistic Pillow, Jefferson Airplane. That's a great one to own. Another good Psych one here is Love Forever Changes. Man, I love this one so much. When this came out, I jumped on it because I knew it was going to be tough to get later on down the road. I think those are kind of gettable. They haven't gone up too much in price, but this is another one of my favorites, and this is a cheap one. Usually you can get these for like less than $50, but this is Bill Evans and Jim Hall, Undercurrent. I think they just made a lot of them. But wow, I've never noticed this before. That's limited edition number 127. That's pretty low, which probably makes it worth millions of dollars. Anyways, that's a great one. And then I just got this one. This is the Chicago Transit Authority. That's kind of a tough one to get as well. Derek and the Dominoes, Layla. It's a fantastic one as well. Going to get into some Bob Dylan. So they've done a ton of Bob Dylan's records, a lot of the earlier ones. And I've actually got some box sets and stuff too. So this is Bob Dylan, self-titled. One of the greatest folk albums ever made. Love it. Another side of Bob Dylan. Man, this is so good. The original Mono, Highway 61 Revisited. One of the first records I ever listened to on vinyl. Free Will and Bob Dylan. Not that particular copy, but that's the original. Bring It All Back Home. The Times They Are A-Changin'. This is the 33 RPM single LP. There is a newer release that's a double LP 45. That's what most of these are. Bob Dylan, Desire. John Wesley Harding. New Morning. Planet Waves. And the Basement Tapes. Then we have Blonde on Blonde. This comes in a box set. This is 45 RPM. A lot of these Bob Dylan's are. But I think this is a 3 or 4 LP. Yeah. Blonde on Blonde. Incredible. This is one of my favorite box sets. So nice. well done. Then kind of blew Miles Davis. There's been so many audiophile copies of this come out, it's not even funny. The UHQR just came out, which everybody's ranting about. This Ryan Adams, Loves Hell. I just listened to this the other day. So good. This recording's so great, and this pressing of it's so great. The Mofi treatment was needed for this one, in my opinion. It's kind of a quiet, ethereal kind of record. It sounds so good. Alright, so now we're going to get into the Ultra Disc 1 steps. Now, you guys may have seen these around, but these are the Mofi box sets, and they cost more. There's more hype around them. I think the MSRP for these are $125 brand new, and they still make them, but when they put them out, they usually sell out pretty much right when they drop. So you got to pre-order them pretty much to get them. I'm a big fan. I'll kind of explain why and all that, but I'll explain the process. They have this sheet that comes in all of them that's really informative. Great to have these, but basically when they're doing a transfer from the original tape onto the vinyl, this is the traditional 3-step process. So you get the source material, and then you cut that onto a lacquer, and then you imprint that lacquer onto a negative, which goes to a positive, that goes to another negative, that goes to another positive, which that's the end of that's the record that you're pressing, the actual one you're listening to. So there's all these different steps, and each step kind of dulls down the sound quality. For the Ultra Disc 1-step process, they have the original master recording, and you put that right onto a lacquer, which is your positive, and then you put that on a negative, which is your stamper, to put it on a positive. So it's just one step. So the less steps, the better sound quality. Very low amount of surface noise and background noise and all that stuff. But I'll just tell you, like, I heard about these when they first came out and was like, yeah, whatever. I mean, I thought it was just a bunch of hype and didn't really believe it. And then I listened to Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. I've got this in the stack. And I hadn't heard it in a while. It almost brought tears to my eyes. I could not believe how incredible it sounded. It blew my mind. That's the first time, like, original master recordings, you can tell a difference when you're listening to it. If you have a nice system, you can definitely tell a difference. You can tell a punch or whatever. But that's the first time something really blew my mind, like the sound quality of something. Usually there's a noticeable difference, but nothing that's that drastic. It's just, they sound amazing. So I'll take you through the ones I do have. This one's a Portraits in Jazz, Bill Evans. This is kind of a rare one now. It wasn't when it came out, but it is now, since there's kind of a hype surrounding these. This one's Migas A. Now, what I do is, some of them are sealed that I have. I don't open them unless I'm going to listen to them, but I don't keep them sealed to be sealed. I just don't, because every once in a while somebody will trade one in or something, and I'm like, nice, that's already open, and then I can just sell my sealed copy in the shop. That's happened a couple times. So I actually know that one of my friends, Corey, if you're watching this, I know he's going to trade me an open one of this, so I'm going to wait to listen to it. But this is obviously a great jazz record. Monk's Dream. This one is fantastic. But see, the thing with these is you have to you can't just listen to it in the background. You have to just sit when you've got nothing else going on and take it in. It's just a totally different experience. This is a really cool one. I couldn't stand the weather. It's just absolutely mind-blowing, man. These sound so incredible. Texas Flood, man. I love this one. This is another one, like, I remember, this is one of the first ones I got. This one and Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. But I remember sitting and listening to this and thinking, man, there's a lot of things in these songs I've never even heard before. Like, just different elements I've never heard before. And just sound amazing. This was the Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. This is a really desirable one now. But this is one of my favorites. I listen to this one probably more than any of the other ones. This is a remarkable one to have as well. Yes, Fragile. Incredible sound. More Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks. Amazing. And then they just came out with these. This is the Eagles, Desperado. This one's still sealed. I just got these like few weeks ago, so I haven't listened to that one yet. But this one is the self-titled, which I have listened to, and it sounds amazing. So they keep knocking it out of the park with these. I think that, I mean, they're making more copies now of these, more runs of the Ultra Disc One Steps, but like when they first came out, they did Santana Abraxas, and those are going for, I don't know, I think they're going for like a couple grand now, because I think they only put out like 1,000 or something. It's kind of pretty limited, but and now that everybody's jumped on the whole craze with it, you know, they're worth a lot more. But usually, as soon as these come out, they start going up in price because they sell out, and then people are desperate for them and they want them, and so it's a good investment, anyways. But yeah, if you have a nice setup and a nice system, you'll definitely tell the difference. And so, a couple more things I just kind of wanted to mention along the same lines of what I'm talking about now. You know, I've seen people buy Mofis and they listen to them like on suitcase record players. You're not going to tell a difference. If you got like a really cheap turntable and cheap system, you need a good quality system to really hear the difference, I think. So, like, if it's something that's got combination speakers and all that stuff, I really don't think you're going to hear much of a difference with those. And so, you know, you want a good system not only to hear the music, but to always you know, preserve the quality of the records, because if they're played on a Crosley, it's going to destroy them. But anyways, there's a lot in this. I'm just tip of the iceberg. Just giving you the tip of the iceberg. There's so much to know about audiophile recordings and stuff like that. There's a bunch of different types of half-speed masters. There's like CBS Master Sound. There's Analog Productions does a bunch. But this is just a little bit. This is probably the most popular audiophile label. And so I'm a big fan. I love them. And I'm always looking for the albums I really like to listen to them in a different way. I'd also recommend, if you want to jump into this world and you want more, there's a channel called the In Groove. Mike runs a record store out in Arizona, and he is brilliant with this stuff. He knows like way more than I'll ever know about it. He knows the ins and outs. He can answer all your questions, but he's got a great channel. And if you get into that and you're like, you nerd out about it, you will love his channel. He's got it figured out. He's got a great system. His system's better than mine will ever be. And he just knows the ins and outs of this stuff. That's his passion. So I would definitely check that channel out if you are into this and you want to learn more. That's a great resource for you. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you let me know what you think. I mean, I know that the audiophile people probably, you know, they always find something to give me a hard time about. But let me know what you think. Send me a comment. Let me know what your favorite Mofi is, or if you have any more questions. But anyways, thank y'all for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram and watch some more videos. Thanks so much for your time. We will see you next time.